all of you. Come all of us and bless the one who blesses. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in this moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in this moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed in this moment now and every now to come. Do-do-do,
Wow, Shabbat Shalom. Amazing, right? It's always incredible to bring in Shabbat with the voices and the presence of either Cantor Rhodes or Student Cantor Zell or Jen Jacobsen, and to have all of them is incredible, and the jazz band as well. To celebrate Jazz Shabbat, which is always so wonderful every year, and a great way to relax into the day. And of course, we're so excited as well to welcome Rachel back.
Thank you.
After 3 months of parental leave. We are so glad to have you back, Rachel. Cantor Rhodes is back. Her husband, Dove, and one of her sons, Oren, is here somewhere, maybe in the quiet room.
I think they just came for the rehearsal, actually.
They came to wave at all of us. And we're looking forward to singing together and being together, supporting each other, and coming together in community. Of course, as usual, as we have been able to do for the last few months, it's wonderful to have a lot of you here in person joining us, and we welcome as well those who are joining us over streaming. We're so glad to have you.
So we continue together, of course, so thrilled to be together with you with these words, Hine Matov, how good it is to welcome Shabbat, to hear each other's voices, to be present with each other together on this Shabbos, Hine Matov. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. Same thing again. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Todd Harrison, everybody. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. Hine Matov, umanayim shever achim gam yahad. Shever achim gam yahad.
We're also really pleased this evening to have 3 families celebrating their kids becoming B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow. They're present with us on Zoom, and they're going to be lighting the candles for us. So we congratulate Riley Diaz, Maya Rosenblum, and Eli Levine. who are all joining, and we would love to ask them to do the readings for us and light the candles. We can find the candles on the candle blessing on page 2 and the readings on page 3. So I invite you to go ahead and read for us. Thank you.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own way, be among those who kindle light.
Source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter the sanctuary in you, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to act of kindness, peace, and love.
Thank you. And if you would light the candles.
So on this special jazz Shabbat, you will hear some familiar melodies and some new melodies, maybe some familiar melodies in a new way. We have an incredible band with us. You just heard Bruno Nasta beautifully playing on the violin. And you heard Todd Harrison with an amazing drum solo earlier. We have Chad Green on saxophone. We have Dallas Smith on the bass. And we have the amazing Tony Knocker playing piano and leading our band this evening. You'll hear them play solos throughout the service, and it's wonderful to be joined, of course, by Jen and Lainey. And this service is in memory of the amazing Andy Trice, who led our band for many years. That candle blessing was a composition of his. And you'll hear a few more. The Shema is composed by him, as is the Bayom Hahu. So we bring his incredible memory into this space with us this evening. We join in the words of Shalom Aleichem, words of comfort. We invite the angels to come with us on this Shabbat, to reside with us, to be present with us. You know this melody, but you might not know it this way. I hope you'll join us. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei turn to page 20 and 21 for Lechadodi, welcoming in the Sabbath bride with our joyful voices coming together. Please join us.
Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki hi mekor ha'baraka, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'asech b'machshava tichla, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat.
Please rise. Mo'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula, mo'i chala, mo'i chala, lecha dodi.
Before we continue with the main part of the service, the Shema and its blessings, I want to take a moment and reflect on the Torah portion in relation to this next prayer, the Baruch Hu. The Baruch Hu is a unique prayer of the evening service in that in its traditional form, and as we'll do it tonight, it's call and response. Not just like an English responsive reading, but the prayer leader issues a call, and a congregation of at least 10 is needed to respond with the second line, or else you can't do the prayer. After our preparatory prayers of Kabbalat Shabbat, it marks a transition that we have to be ready for, as individuals and as a community. We need a leader prepared to step up and call us to begin these sacred recollections of creation, revelation, and redemption that the Shema and its blessings require. And equally important, we need a group united in common purpose and willing to join in prayer that leads to action. The Torah portion this week, Shalach Lecha, tells the story of a time in the journey of the Israelites when we were called to a moment like this and we weren't ready. The people sends scouts into the land of Canaan. These scouts come back with stories of its amazing fruits and soil, and also the challenges that lay ahead if they choose to go in, something they have to do unless they want to stay forever in the wilderness. Two of the scouts are true leaders. They call the people to action, saying, we should go, we should surely go up because we can overcome it. But the people are not ready to respond. Eventually, a generation later, the people go into this land, but the experience is a hard lesson, teaching us that the things communities need to accomplish together require courage, a willingness to journey into the unknown, and most of all, a readiness to rise and act together. Now that our community can begin to gather again and we are seeing an end to the wilderness of the pandemic, as Hannah Moore spoke so eloquently about last month, we have to be ready to return more fully to living in community, ready to act together and be there for each other. Wednesday evening this week was the first time that we used the new chapel, the Mishkan, in person. We held a memorial service for a family that is just beginning to know our congregation and suffered a difficult loss. It was so important. There were temple members there who had hardly even met this family, but they stepped up and offered their presence and strength. As we join in a moment of Baruch Hu, let's think of this call to prayer as a call to bring us back to this kind of presence, a call to act together in sacred community. The Baruch Hu is on page 28, and if it's comfortable for you, I invite you to rise.
Trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed.
Please turn to page 36. You may be seated. Please turn to page 36 and join me in chanting Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam Veshivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leod al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished. A gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed. The song of peace. On page 44, the prayer Hashkivenu talks about 42. The prayer Hashkivenu talks about asking God to save us from the things in life that are plaguing us, the sickness, the hardships. And today we are doing a piece by Craig Taubman, mashed up with a piece by Matisyahu called One Day. And the second song is about hoping that those things that plague us one day are gone, and one day we can be together in peace and harmony. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight.
Tefillah section of the service, we turn to page 46 and we rise as a community. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim. Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar. Michamocha bagevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom, yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. And on page 52, we read together, You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. The Ritzei prayer on page 56.
לבדך בעיר הנבות.
Would you join me in the prayer for peace on page 61? Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. And we pause for a few moments of silent prayer.
Alleluia.
take a moment now in our service to think of those in need of healing, of mind, of body, of spirit. We bring them into this space with us, holding them close, hoping that our words of prayer reach them and give them that shleimut, that need of wholeness, of fulfillment, of healing of the mind, body, and soul that they so desperately seek. Tonight, our congregation is thinking of Alon ben Barbara, Hannah Esther bat Crandall, Hannah Leah bat Yosef Fechendel, Yehuda ben Fischel, Shmuel Beryl, Kathy Bender, Henry Botuck, Brad Cutler, Benifer Devar, Elizabeth Drabkin, Rachel Duff, Hannah Elka, Marcy Friedman, Adrienne Gibson, Jamie Hecker, Martha Kelly, Louis Landsberg, Elise Rosenfeld, Dennis Stanley, and Linda Wu. And I invite you, if you have a name or names to share with us this evening, I invite you to do so. We pray, too, for all those victims of violence in Israel and around the world, as well as those in need of service to our country, in need of emotional, physical, and spiritual healing. And we join together in the words of Misha Berach. You can find them in your program. We join in this prayer for healing.
You can see there are a smattering of people around the sanctuary dressed in orange. It's Wear Orange Day today to help remind us of the importance of doing what we can in the fight to eliminate gun violence. And so we're so grateful to be led in efforts to do that in our congregation by the Social Action Gun Violence Prevention Working Group, led by Edna Weitzman and Sue Owens, and many of those members are around the sanctuary, and I know that all of us are wearing orange in spirit, if not in clothing today, in dedication to that cause. And I'm happy to learn from Edna that our congregation is now again part of a coalition, the DMV, District Maryland, Virginia Area Gun Violence Prevention Network, and that along with Temple Sinai in DC and also Temple Mishkan Torah of Greenbelt, Maryland, they're going to be putting together a program in October to teach us about risk protection order laws in those three jurisdictions. So let's look for that. That's very important. We're thankful for their leadership, and also we're thankful for the leadership of, I see Marcus Simon, who represents us at the state level and is always working on this issue, and Josh Horwitz, who does the same, has dedicated so much of his life to this and is the director of the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. And we really are grateful to be led by so many wonderful leaders in this area. Let's express our support for this cause by sharing the prayer that is in your handout on the second page. I'd like to do this prayer responsively. Vidushu et shalom ha'ir, and seek the peace of the city whither I have caused you to be carried, and pray for it. For in her peace shall you have peace. guardian of liberty, life, and the promise of peace, may our nation always merit your protection. We recognize that gun freedoms in our nation have resulted in too many losing the freedom to full lives. We know that peace anywhere might be shattered in a moment, but we know, too, that many in this nation rarely experience the safety some of us take for granted. Help us to recall, as the prophet Jeremiah taught, that we must seek the peace of the city, recognizing how our own peace is tied up in that of the city where we find ourselves. The words of Isaiah remind us to share our bread, clothe the naked, unlock the fetters of wickedness in this community and in our nation. In this prayer, we focus on one common affliction of the soul. Among us are those for whom gun violence is a policy issue. Grant our advocates light and wisdom, and help us all to support their efforts. Among us are those for whom gun violence is a real and present, if occasional, danger. Grant the fearful your sheltering presence, and help us all to understand and address this burden. Among us are healers and others who deal directly with the aftermath of gun violence. Grant the responders strength in turmoil, and help us all to support their work. Among us are those who mourn victims of gun violence. Grant the mourners comfort, and help us all to better support them in their grief and cries for justice. Among us are those who have experienced gun violence. Grant the shattered healing, and help us all to recognize this trauma and its cost. Keep us ever aware of the wonder of humanity and of threats to the sanctity of human life. Teach us to recognize the effect of gun violence on so many of our nation's children. May we never be lazy in the work of peace or complacent in our relative safety. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals, and may we acknowledge threats, some of our own making, to those ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice, compassion, and clear knowledge of the cost of gun violence. Help us all to appreciate one another and the variety of viewpoints in this community and beyond, and teach us to respect the many ways we serve you. Then we've been taught, shall our light rise in the darkness, and this gloom be as the noonday. Shine your light through the gloom. Heal us and our local, national, and global communities. Lead us toward homes free of affliction and strife, bodies and spirits untrammeled by gun violence. Help us to be the change we hope to see, soon and in our lifetimes. Amen. Kain Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's will. We turn to the concluding prayers on page 282, Aleinu L'Shabeach, and we rise.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, Latet Gdula Leotzer Breshit, Shehu Notei Shamayim V'Yosed Aretz, Umoshavi Karo B'Shamayim Ima, U'Shchinatu Zo B'Gofei Meromim, Hu Eloheinu Einod, V'Anachnu Koreim, U'Mishtachavim U'Modim, Lifnei Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
ונאמר, ויהי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Shabbat shalom. That was for Annie.
Shabbat shalom to you, Jen. I do hope that this incredibly soulful and deeply spiritual music tonight in our prayers also helps us, those of us who are in moments of mourning and remembrance. And as we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, which is on page 294, we think of those whom we remember, whether it is a recent loss or whether we remember these people at this time every year. I invite you, as I name these names, to rise if you are in the sanctuary with us and if you're remembering this loved one. We remember those for whom we are observing Shloshim, who the first 30 days since burial. Mary Virginia Moran, mother of John Schaub. Estella Gass, mother of Winifred Hogel. Luba Marcus, mother of Deborah Masters. And Michael Becker, uncle of Alex Pavone. And those for whom we are observing Yortzites this week: Bertram Abbey, Jane Amon, Frank Barton, Jean Beckenstein, Stephen Bellers, Mark Bernheim, Leonard Beagle, Jennifer Blaylock, Roger Burke, David Daniel, Linda Dreyer, Saul Edelman, Gustav Geisel, David Goldstein, Lester Greenberg, Rita Green, Sidney Groves, Sarah Hendrickson, Lawrence Herlick, Sarah Hoberman, Murray Horowitz, Lynn Hurwitz, Yoshua Cohen, Paul Kritzinski, Irving Korobkin, Verlin Krabel, Carl Klertzel, Hertha Lehman, A. Allen Levine, Dorothy McDonald, Sidney Moonshine, Shirley Moss, Helen Muir, Henry Obermeyer, Ernest Obermeyer, Meyer Perlin, Doris Plax, Zarella Polo Zavala, Rosalind Roshkow, Leon Scher, Abraham Schlossman, Olga Schoenfeld, Albert Schwenk, Sarah Ann Schiffman, Leon Lawrence Seidel, Louis Silverstein, Morris Slonim, Frida Sobel, William Sofer, Alvin Squire, Albert Stefanik, Priscilla Tievsky, Abraham Weinberg, those who may have lost their lives in service to our country in recent days and who have lost their lives to gun violence around our world. And if you'd like to add a name, or if I might have mispronounced a name, I'd invite you to say it for me and to rise. I invite you at home to say a name aloud of someone you may be remembering as well. And we turn to page 294 and we rise as a community. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chidute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Lalmei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal. Shmei D'Kudsha B'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. I want to invite Corey Amron, who co-chairs our strategic planning, to join us for some greetings and some announcements. Is that a bad word? Can I say announcements?
Announcements and greetings. Shabbat Shalom. Wow, it's great to be here. Thank you, Rabbi Saxe, and wow. Cantor Rhodes, Cantor Student Laynie Zell, Jen, Jacobsen, this was just absolutely amazing. Just to hear the harmonies and so beautiful, and the jazz band just really got us going, and we just can't thank you enough. So, and welcome, Cantor Rhodes. I know we've said this, but we're going to say it again. Welcome back, Cantor Rhodes. We're so pleased to have you here. I am so honored to welcome you on behalf of our congregation to our worship service tonight. Whether you're here for the first time or here in person for the first time in a long time, we are so delighted to have you here. You know, TRS prides itself in having really amazing hospitality, and I know it's been exceedingly hard during this time to welcome you, but we're so happy to be able to welcome all of you and all of you at home, wherever the camera is, to our services. We are really buoyed by the announcement today that we're opening up even further, and we're going to be able to have, I think it's 100 or 120 people? I think it's 150 people in the sanctuary. So, you know, we look forward to greeting you, whether you're comfortable coming in, and, you know, please try it and see if you're comfortable coming in. We just are so thrilled to be able to see you in person. Or if you're not, obviously, we love to have you on streaming. And if we don't recognize you because we have these masks on, please, you know, give us a little slack. So, Mazel Tov to Maya and Riley and Eli, and is it Levi also? Wasn't in the... Levi, Maya, Riley, and Eli. Okay. That's right. There's a Levi and there's an Eli. That's why. Okay. Sorry about that. And Mazel Tov to all of your families. I know you're going to do fabulous. Tomorrow is going to be a really amazing experience. So I know that all of you have read your connection front to back, and it's on our website. Every Thursday we get an e-newsletter. I'm just going to mention two things. One is Hot Shabbat. That's next Friday at Wolf Trap, so you don't have to worry about being inside. It's going to be great, and we'd love to see you there. The Summer Adult Limud, which is starting July 8th, is going to be fascinating. They are going to be talking about families in the Bible, and they're going to be talking about it both from the Jewish traditional sense and also modern psychology. So that ought to be fascinating. And there's so much more in here, and I really encourage you to read it all. So Shabbat Shalom, and thank you again.
Kiddush is on page 5. I invite you to rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zechel l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'achata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. Shabbat kodecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai
We conclude our service this evening with Adon Olam on page 321. But you might want to buckle your seatbelts because we're flying off to a different world with this Adon Olam. Please join us.
Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. May all the world sing to God. May our hearts sing with love, with hope, with fullness, with shalom, and with peace. Shabbat shalom. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.